So it has to be brought to the notice of everyone. Previously, it was not possible. You see, like smartphones and mobile phones were invented long back, but it came to India at a later stage, a few years later. But now it is not like that. Immediately, whatever inventions are taking place, that will be brought to the notice of each and everyone around the globe and across the globe. So anybody can make use of this. Say, for example, it is given for a trial period, or some softwares or some technology is given free of cost in order to promote the product. So this is all possible nowadays. So beneficiaries of technological advancements, I would like to list a few beneficiaries of technological advancements. One is defense. So we all know what is happening. Every now and then there are some research taking place in the field of defense. So like drone, this was never thought before. Drone technology and many other technologies, missile technologies, rifle flights, all these things, these are all comes under defense. And next comes commerce, technological advancement in commerce. With a click, we can transfer amount, we can connect to the share market, we can do many things. And next is education. Education is tremendously benefited by technological advancements. See, now this during the period of lockdown and various restrictions imposed on the eve of COVID-19, education has not stopped. It is going on. So children are taking their education since June, July. They have never stopped. So schools are taking drastic measures to promote education. In the same way, entertainment. We all know that satellite-based channels reaching home and multiplexes coming up and all these things, entertainment like Netflix or many other Amazon, they have created a tremendous mark on the field of entertainment. Next is medicine. We all know the technological advancement taking place. Recently, the COVID-19 vaccine is under process. We don't know when it comes out. So technology is keeping its way in every field of every walk of life of the human being. And sports is not lagging behind, my dear friends. Sports is not lagging behind in using technology. So technology has intervened in the sports field also. The use of technology in sports is growing rapidly. So it is touching every part, from the grassroots level to the elite level, to the World Olympic level. It has entered everywhere. Technology used in sports has progressed dramatically. So a lot of progression has been taken place in the use of technology in sports, like Hawkeye technology. If we are looking into the IPL and many other years, like tennis or many other sporting events on the television, you can you come across this technology, Hawkeye. Wearable computers. You know, this computer is worn on the body now, in the form of microchips and many other things. So prosthetic devices for disabled athletes. See, we never thought that disabled athletes can run. Even a double amputee like Oscar Pistorius, he can, even if his both legs are amputated, he can run. He can run on par with any able athlete. So head and neck support devices used in motorsports. So it has revolutionized in recent times. And video technology, everything is live everywhere. See, we had all India Inter-University Kho tournament in our Shankarghatta. This is a very remote place, a jungle area, but still we were in a position to put it live on the Facebook with U Sports. So technology has entered everywhere. Technology has improved the accuracy, enjoyment, and experiences of athletes, trainers, coaches, and spectators. So three areas we'll be focusing here is athletes. Athletes have benefited a lot from this technological advancement. Next is trainers or coaches. So they constantly make use of this, especially recently passed out coaches. They are very confident about using technology. And even spectators are making use of this technological advancement to the maximum. They have increased their enjoyment, they have increased their experiences in witnessing a sports event. So uses of technology in sports, it helps referees in decision making. We all know that there are very less chances, there are very remote chances that there is an error from the side of an official. He never takes risk nowadays. He just shows this. It has been, the decision will be transferred to the person who is in front of the who is in front of the screen, and looking it through various dimensions, say 3 dimensions or maybe more than that. He looks into the matter very seriously, very keenly, and makes an appropriate decision without a 0.01% error. This technology is used to quantify the athlete's performance during a game. So how much he runs, what is his fatigue level, what is his status of hydration level, all these things are taken into account. How much calories he's spending, whether he should be available for the next game. If so, when this fatigue enters his body, all these things are monitored nowadays. Through the use of technology, better equipment have come into practice, like shuttle rackets, like sluggers, like cricket bats, cricket balls. You know what changes are taking place in cricket balls. A pink ball has been introduced, a white ball, or many things. Esports, like video games. So very recently it has been called XR games. So people do some exercise while playing video games. So these things are the trend nowadays. Better viewing experience for fans. So technology has given a wide array of experience for viewing a sports event. So it was not like 10 years back. It has revolutionized like anything. And disabled athletes, they can play, they can achieve at the international level in spite of their disabilities. All these things are possible. Now, technology for all. So technology cannot be limited to one particular country or one particular group of people. So technological advancements in the field of sports should reach all levels, irrespective of socio-economic and geographical boundaries. So you see, it is very important that it has to reach everyone, irrespective of socio-economic background. Maybe he is poor, maybe he is from a backward country, or maybe he, see, like people in South Africa or African countries where poverty is very prominent, but still they have to make use of technology. See, now Jamaican sprinters, they are coming up like anything. See, there is something called a genetic engineering has studied the genes of those sprinters from Jamaica and found that actin 3, it is a gene that has been seen in these athletes. So it is very prominent, and since a lot of sprinters are coming from that area, and even geographical boundaries, the technology has to reach everyone. It reaches everyone. So how to adapt to technology? Now the question is, there is technology, we know that, but how to adapt, how to make use of this technology? First of all, you need to have an introduction to technology. You should understand, you should browse, you should get it known from people who are good at it. Next is training. Training is also very important. Just theoretical listening or learning or reading cannot help. You need to have some training, some hands-on experience on that, like pre-service training. During your training for physical education or coach training, you need to have a little bit of knowledge about this technology. And in-service training is also very essential. So hands-on training on various equipments and softwares are very important. Next is procurement. This is a challenge in the Indian conditions. So since financial resources are very limited, and the mindset of administrators are entirely different here, so it is very difficult to procure. But still, you can follow some strategy for procurement or accessing this technology. Although you need to spend a lot of money for this if you want to take the maximum use of this, but still there are free versions, trial versions, you can make use of them. And if you are benefited, then you can procure them with payment. Or you can follow another strategy, like if you have a group of like-minded physical education personnel, then you can share and can get equipment. Or you can do one thing, if there are five technological interventions or 5 softwares or 5 equipments that you want to procure, each equipment can be procured by one particular institution. So that can be done. And once you get the equipment, you need to do some research on it. It is very important. Although the manuals and other things will help you, but still, if you go through the research that has been taken place in particular technological area, then you can understand its benefits and you can effectively use it on your athletes or at least sports persons around you. Now, specifically coming to the use of technology in sports training, injury prevention, and management. So these are my areas that I will be talking about for the next few slides. So there are something called smart clothing nowadays coming up. So sensors are placed on the body or in the smart clothing. It delivers real-time data to athletic trainers. So athletic trainers get information instantly. Almost anything can be measured from these sensors, including heart and breathing rate. You see, it was a dream some 5 years back, but now with the clothing, you can sense their heart rate, you can sense their breathing rate, you can sense their hydration levels. This is very important because you can prevent so many injuries if you know their hydration levels, or else you have to encounter some consequences, unfavorable consequences like death or something like that. It's very dangerous, so you take care of that. And muscle fatigue, you can understand the muscle fatigue of a particular individual. If the match is not very important, the results of a match is not very important, you can ask him to come out, you can substitute him if he is under fatigue, so because you want his energy for the next match. So in this way you can make use of this. And force or impact can be measured. So chips in pads are placed like boxing or where a head is involved, where concussions are possible. So you can make use of these chips that are placed in the pad so that force and impact can be measured. Leaning a certain way when he cuts, jumps, or lands. So leaning can be understood by the use of these sensors, and also your core body temperature can be measured. So just see, this is a clothing here which gives the measurement of blood pressure, skin temperature, activity level, blood oxygen levels, heart rate, and electrical activity, electrocardiogram, and very importantly breathing rate and volume. All these things are possible nowadays. It comes with anti-odor, 4-way stretch, polyester, spandex blend. So chest module, motion sensor, battery, Bluetooth smart, it's connected to the smartphone, and waist models, motion sensor, heart rate monitor, oxygen reader, battery, Bluetooth, all these things are possible nowadays. Even it can be used, it can be washed, it can be handled like any other clothing. Next very important thing that I want to bring to the notice of the gathering is that anti-gravity treadmills are nowadays very useful and handy for athletes who have lower extremity injuries. They can move up, they can come up, they can get up and move quickly. They need not take rest for months together. So what happens if a sports person takes rest for months together? His performance, his fitness level, his skill levels comes down, and moreover there is a lot of stress on his mind, and his focus is diverted from the actual competition to other areas. So for that reason, if there are such equipments like anti-gravity treadmills, so if you are into that, these machines act as a brace around the waist, okay, of the athlete, and have a vacuum sealed skirt that can reduce 20 to 80% of the athlete's weight. He can feel light, he can make use of that vacuum and minimize the amount of stress exerted on the body. So minimum amount of stress is placed on the lower extremities. So this helps in working out. So I think this is there in Patiala at one of our students working there has shown a video of this. So here it is there in our India also. There is compression therapy. So just we never imagined certain these type of equipments. It will come to India. It has come to India, and it is very affordable. And what actually this compression therapy does? Pneumatic recovery units which wrap around the legs and are inflated with air. So the athletes feel a massaging sensation as blood and lymph are circulated throughout the legs. When you are tired, when you are when you are under fatigue, a lot of lactic acid is accumulated after a heavy training session. If you wear these gadgets and sit for a while, it gives you a massaging effect, and it removes the pooling of blood that blood has pooled, and the pooling of lymph is also dissipated, and circulation is will become very easy, and people will get ready for the next training session. So these are the possibilities. Instead of massaging manually, instead of stretching, along with stretching, I would not say instead, I would say along with stretching, along with massaging, you can make use of these gadgets also. Cryotherapy. What strikes our mind when we hear this word is that some ice bags or ice packs are placed on a particular area where there is an injury or where there is a swelling. But now there has been a rampant change in the cryotherapy techniques. Chambers are prepared where it exposes your body to liquid nitrogen vapor minus 243 degrees Celsius. So this is possible nowadays. So it has got its own advantage. I hope you all know a little bit of cryotherapy. Next is oxygen therapy. It relies on pure oxygen to limit swelling, regenerate damaged tissues, and alleviate pain. So this is a new technology that has come into focus, that is oxygen therapy. There are some chambers, so you sit into that, you can sleep in that, and a lot of oxygen is sent into the chamber. So what it helps actually, it minimizes the swelling, it regenerates damaged tissue. A lot of oxygen is supplied to the body part where there is an injury, and it helps in faster recovery. Basically, the process involves relaxing in a pressurized hyperbaric chamber and breathing in pure oxygen. So this is possible, especially at the elite level. If you go through that, you know, when there is an injury to an elite athlete, the entire nation, the entire system, and the entire team behind the athlete gets upset, and they focus on faster recovery of that particular athlete, because he is the person who brings medals to the country. So for that reason, oxygen therapy is very helpful. Next important thing that I want to bring to the notice of all of you is to enhance sports performance. There is something called sports vision training. Sports vision training, you know, vision is very important. The peripheral vision or the ability to focus, ability to react, all these things are very important in sports. So we cannot deny that. And a lot of attention has been paid to the training of sports vision. So sports vision training is a type of training that focuses on heightening the athlete's visual abilities within their sport. See, for example, in cricket, a particular bowler is bowling, and the batsman has to focus the bowler amidst, although there is a back screen, there is a screen behind, side screen behind that bowler, but still he has to focus on the bowler. There is a lot of noise in the stadium, a lot of spectators cheering, shouting or enjoying. In spite of that, he has to focus on the bowler, and ultimately he has to focus on the ball release from the hands of the bowler, the exact time, the exact way in which the ball is released, whether it is a back spin or a top spin, or whether it is a googly, or whether it's a off spin, or whether it's a leg spin, or whether it whatever, cutter, off cutter, leg cutter. He has to observe that. Only on the basis of that he can play a relevant shot for that particular ball. Apart from that, after the ball is released, there is very less time available with him. So for that reason, he has to sight it properly. For that, you need sports vision training. Through visual tests and screenings, professionals can determine whether a player stands, where a player stands concerning their optical performance. Nowadays, every aspect of the athlete is taken care. So if his vision is not very appropriate, whether his vision is not up to the mark, then there is less chances of excelling in sports. So this aspect, apart from his muscle, apart from his muscle fiber type, or apart from his genes, apart from his oxygen utilizing capacity, and many other things, muscle contraction ability, apart from all this, the vision is also taken into account. They can then develop a comprehensive training program specific to their strengths, weaknesses, and even their sport of choice. So sighting is very important. What are the necessary visual skills that are taken into account? One is eye tracking. What is eye tracking? Learning to keep your eye on the ball. So in football or basketball or handball, for goalkeeper it is very, very essential, eye tracking. Peripheral awareness, the ability to see things out of the corner of your eye. You are looking at something, but you are aware of things happening in the corner of your eye. This is peripheral awareness. Next is dynamic visual acuity, learning to see objects clearly while they are in motion. Focusing, changing focus from one object to another quickly and clearly. See, the bowler bowls the ball, and once the ball is released from his hand, he takes a shot. He has to shift his focus from bowler to the ball, and from ball to the fielder, and from fielder to again to the person at the batsman at the non-striking end. So all these things he has to focus. Eye hand and body eye coordination, being able to use your eyes to direct the movements of your hands, body, and other specific limbs. See, in goalkeeping, in handball, he has to make use of effective use of his legs. Even his legs has to be used. So for all these reasons, not only even his hand, entire body may be used. So hand eye and body eye coordination is very important. Depth perception, quickly and accurately judging the distance and speed of something. This is very important. Reaction time, the rate at which you can perceive a visual event and react to stimulus. Contrast sensitivity, the ability to distinguish between an object and the background. I told you on the example of bowling. Balance ability, ability to stay upright and in control of body movement. Even for maintaining your balance, your eyesight is very important. So these are some of the technologies that are used to train sports vision. So you can go through the Google, you can go through the YouTube and come across details of all this sports vision training. Next is heads-up display, HUD glasses for cyclists. See, this is another technological intervention which helps in high sports performance. Flawlessly, it delivers heart rate, speed, incline, and other relevant cycling information. This heads-up display are especially used for cyclists. Metrics such as these can help the cyclist focus and improve because they can make adjustments mid-ride. During their ride, they can make adjustments, especially road cycling. Then there is one very good app I would like to bring to the notice of all the participants is MyFitnessPal app. So this app gives or tracks calories, break down ingredients, and log activities with this particular app. So it can take control of your goals, how much calorie you are burning, how much calorie you are taking in. All these things can be focused. So MyFitnessPal app, please go through this and you can get a lot of information. Next is training management software for coaches, trainers, and physical education personnel. So comprehensive platform. See, there are many free sports training management softwares. I'll tell you, make use of this and feed the data. And if you're very serious about training, or if you're very serious about high sports performance from your athletes, then you make use of these free softwares. It gives you comprehensive platform, modules, and applications for online in-person coaching, self-coaching, and community-based training. So sports planning analysis software with interactive field code interfaces, sports coaching software, performance optimization modules, customized player stats, play modeling, training recommendations, playbook features, and many more are available. Real-time calculation of intensity and training load parameters, metrics, tracking, intuitive reports, and guided insights application program. So it gives you a lot of information once you select some modules and feed your data in that. It gives you a lot of information based on the calculations made in the software. Next is virtual reality. See, this has taken a leap and bound. So immersive experiences. So you are totally into that. You will be totally into that. So you will be totally absorbed in that particular activity. Specialty lenses and high resolution screens are used for this. And see, for example, in boxing or rugby, American football, or certain games, what happens? The opponent is unpredictable. He may hit you, he may collide with you. So it is your duty that you escape from that. So isn't it? So for that reason, this virtual reality is used actually. So built-in sensors that track head movements. Your head movement can be tracked. Widely used in American football to sharpen players' mental response to events that happen on the field. The ball, or if the strike suddenly comes to his face, he has to escape from that. So these things are possible with this virtual reality. Traditionally required thousands of hours of training on the practice field. So before this technology, before the use of this technology, a lot of time was spent on training this. But nowadays, with these gadgets, the training has become very easy. And very importantly, you have to make note that risks involved in body contact drills is eliminated. So there is less chances of injury during training. So very less risks involved in body contact. Then simulated training sessions. See, a particular person here, ice hockey player, the ball, he feels that the ball is coming to him, rushing to him. He has to stop it, or he has to make a goal. So all these things are possible with virtual reality. Next is robotics. See, this is a new intervention, and a lot of people are making use of this, especially in table tennis and volleyball. The ping pong playing robot. So a robot will be playing against you, and it will help you to play a particular shot repeatedly without boredom, and it's like a partner, an ideal partner who gives you ball in a particular fashion. You can perfect your shots, you can play, you can continue drill for a longer period, and all these things are possible. It can be used as a teaching tool. It can be used as the match the player. The robot matches the player. He can do the he has the ability to play as an ideal player. Then something to challenge. It will challenge you. The robot will challenge you, and it helps in enhancing your performance. It is used as a tutor the player to increase the number of rallies. So in table tennis, there is very less chances, very less scope for error. So you cannot miss a shot. So these robots help you in performing well. Also in volleyball, this I'll show you one video after this slide. In volleyball, to perfect their attacks, some of the Japan's top volleyball players are training against a robot that can mimic the tactics of opposing teams. You can see in this photo, 3 robots are raising their hands for a block, and the setter sets the ball and attacker hits the ball against the block. So this is a wonderful technology that can be made use. So blockers may be tired, blockers may commit a mistake, or the manual things cannot work according to your need. But these robots can do that. So there is less chances of injury, there are less chances of tiredness, fatigue, and all these things. So I'll just show you one video. It will be helpful for you to understand what it's actually. My video is visible? Dear participants, hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Please go through the video. So getting past these robots is not an easy task, because it has got sensors and it commits 0 mistake, and you will have to try your best to come across them. Next is the force platform. The force platform placed under the feet of the athlete and measures their ground reaction force. Ground reaction force is very important, especially in weightlifting, jumping, and all these events. So useful in sports such as weightlifting, and enables measurement of force and acceleration throughout the athlete's performance of a lift. So in many other sports, these are useful. Next is apparel technology in sports. We know a lot of technology-based, technology-focused sportswears are coming. There was one sportswear long back in swimming, Speedo, LZR. So this was very useful, and it actually surpassed many world records, and almost 80% of world records that were in existence since last 20-30 years. So it erased all the world records, and later on it was found that the swimsuit gave an advantage, undue advantage, and the world records were broken and the performance increased. So those world records created in that particular event was nullified, and use of that particular equipment or apparel was banned for a few years. But very recently there are some adjustments that has come across, and these apparels are very helpful. Especially constructed fibers inhibit growth of odor causing microbes. This is one prominent problem which leads to fungal infection in sports persons. So it helps in avoiding this. Hollow core fibers and channels accelerate evaporation and cooling. So thermoregulation is possible with this. The older synthetic material, which created a lot of suffocation, a lot of heat to build up, and caused a lot of heat-related problems. So the recent apparel has helped in overcoming this problem. Flat lock stitching eliminates chafing and increases range of motion capability. You all know the stitch of the material is also very important. It may cause uneasiness. Four-way stretch, ultra soft, non-clinging, non-saturating fabric. So very new fabrics have come. One example is given here. Stretch compression, improved circulation, antimicrobial protection, superior breathability, moisture wicking. So Nike and Adidas are pioneers in this. Next to our physical education and sports personnel, we have video analytics software, and even these a few softwares are free of cost. If you are interested, if you are really serious about the high sports performance, or detecting the mistake and correcting the mistakes of the sports persons, then you can make use of this video analytics software. There are many softwares which gives you the exact angle of your limbs, the head position, your spine, and your hand position, the lift, the angle of the equipment, the strike, the contact with the ball, and all these things can be taken into account, and it can be corrected over a period of time by bringing it to the notice of the athletes. So these things are possible. Only thing you have to do is you have to make a video of the performance, or photos of the performance with a good camera, and then you put it into the software. So it will analyze and give you the results. So it is very easy. It's not that difficult as we think. Some skills, very important skills like pitching, striking, or serving, or even basketball, free throw, all these things can be corrected through this video analytics software. So electromyography. So this is one handy equipment which is very essential, and very recently Mangalore University Department of Physical Education has done a workshop on this, if I'm not wrong. An electromyograph detects the electric potential generated by muscle cells. When these cells are electrically or neurologically activated, the signals can be analyzed to detect medical abnormalities. If there is any abnormality in the muscle, see, every muscle fiber has to contribute to exert force in order to execute the skill in an effective way. So if there are any abnormalities, if the activation level is abnormal, or recruitment order, the muscle fiber recruitment is very important. This works in coordination with the nervous system. So all these things are very important. To analyze the biomechanics of sports persons, electromyography is used. So even we can make use of this. What it actually does is one or two needles are inserted into the particular muscle, and the active muscle or cell you can get feedback for training the particular muscle. Next is technological interventions in sports injury management. So there are a lot of technologies that have come in order to rehabilitate the sports injured sports person. I'll go one by one into this. I'll just show it and just move on. Gait and motion analysis. If you have a lower extremity injury, then there is, if you go to a hospital, if you go to a good physiotherapist, then these things are possible. Some 10-15 years back, it was not available in India. It was not accessible to sports persons. But nowadays, the trend has changed, and you can get it into any good hospitals. So gait and motion analysis, you can recover faster from a lower extremity injury. Multi-joint dynamometer with sports simulator. So if there is an injury to a particular body part, the joint above it and below it, say for example, there is an injury in the thigh. So hip joint and knee joint are taken into consideration, and they are trained for during rehabilitation. So simulation, this is simulation actually. Balance assessment and training systems. So once there is an injury to the head, or once there is an injury to knee or lower extremity like ankle, so your balance is disturbed because the kinesthetic ability of the particular joint is disturbed due to immobilization and due to injury to the fibers and many other things, many other reasons. So in order to improve your balance, you can assess it and then train it properly. Electromyography biofeedback, this is already shown. Primus rehabilitation systems. So highly advanced musculoskeletal evaluation rehabilitation machines are available for this purpose. Surge in surgical techniques. So there is no open surgery nowadays, as you all know. Only closed arthroscopic surgeries are recommended for sports persons due to its faster recovery rate. Better arthroscopic fixation systems, so needles or screws or bands and rods, all these things are used nowadays, which are bioabsorbable. You need not open it and remove it. So all these things are possible nowadays. Computer navigated knee ligament surgery and osteotomy. So the knee surgery, the knee injury is a quite common injury in many of the sports. So need not worry, even if there is an injury, even if there is a partial tear or full tear of ACL and PCL, surgeries can be made and you can come back to the sports with very less time. Platelet rich plasma theory. So plasma, we have heard about this. So platelet rich plasma used to mend ligaments and repair tendon injuries, because these are very poorly blood circulated parts of the body. And whole blood is drawn from the patient, centrifuge to separate the plasma buffy coat from the blood. Concentrate containing platelets and growth factors in them is then mixed with activating agents. This is injected back into the patient's own damaged tissue, so initiates the process of repair. So this takes a longer process naturally, but since with the use of technology, you can initiate it and quickly you can get the results. The PRP, the beauty of PRP, plasma-rich, platelet-rich plasma therapy, is that there is no harm in it. There is no side effects. It is the patient's own blood re-injected after treating with centrifugation. This is the attraction and possibly the reason for it to become popular among the sports physicians so fast. So extracorporeal shock wave lithotripsy, a small amount of shock is sent into the body to activate the muscle that is injured. There are many other techniques on the basis of technology that are MRI, micro resonance imaging. You can get a clear picture of what is happening. Previously, we used to do it with the X-ray, but nowadays MRI scanning is very helpful. Diagnostic ultrasound, a small amount of sound waves, high frequency sound waves are sent into the body or a particular joint, and it is treated. Vibrations are created and heat is generated. So diagnostic arthroscopy, it has been already mentioned. Laser therapy is another new technique that is used. So low intensity laser light is sent into the body for effective treatment of reducing pain and promote healing. So laser therapy. Traction systems, if there is a back pain, see, this is the age-old traditional technique of traction that was followed in our by our ancestors, but now new techniques of traction have come, and if there is if at all there is a back injury, or if there is a malalignment due to some fall or collision or due to some injury or due to various reasons, you can make it, you can set right the problem with these traction machines. There are Swiss balls for core muscle training and balance and strengthening of your particular muscles. There are balance boards which can be used. Balance is a very essential component in sports, as you all know. Core balance trainer, these are some of the equipment that can be used. Sophisticated gym equipments nowadays, gym equipment has revolutionized, and a lot of equipments targeting particular joint and particular muscles have come into existence. Human performance evaluation, this is spirometry. It has become very cheap nowadays. You can procure it online through Amazon or many other platforms. Muscular strength training and testing. So this is leg and back dynamometer, there is hand grip dynamometer, many other equipments can be used. Therabands, this can be used for rehabilitation purpose. Therabands, a lot of exercises can be done which challenges, which taxes your particular joint and muscle. Instead of going out and doing exercise, you can do it at home. Next is kinesio taping. So tapes, kinesio tapes are used in order to set right the problems and to set right the malalignments, and if there are any discomfort in the muscles, and if at all you want to participate in a competition, which is very important competition, then you can make use of this physio tapes, and it stabilizes the particular joint and allows you to perform the movement with ease. So these tapes can be used to any particular part of the body. So even Olympic level players make use of this. Therapeutic modalities, as you all know, maybe other resource persons have spoke on this. Cryotherapy, thermotherapy, electrotherapy, hydrotherapy, sound therapy, mechanical therapy are all therapeutic modalities that can be used to bring back the sports person and improve the recovery rate. All I want to conclude is technological advancement in the field of sports is taking leaps and bounds in recent times. We should know that it is taking a fast pace. The technology is intervening in sports, in the field of sports. What you have to do is you have to make wise use of these technological interventions to the benefit of sports persons is the need of the hour. So there are technological advancements. Make known about all these technologies, and then make use of this to the betterment of to the benefit of sports persons that you are handling. So apart from this conclusion, I would like to just recommend 4 things. One is physical education personnel who are handling sports persons at the grassroots level, especially. Only the creamy layer will go to the coaches, but otherwise physical education teacher or personnel or physical education director is the person who handles initially and then shifts the sports person to the coach or trainer for specific training. So physical education personnel should be well informed about technological advancements in the field of sports. Next comes the coaches, the role of coach. The coaches should make optimum utilization of technological intervention in sports. Whatever is available within his vicinity, he has to make optimum utilization of these interventions. Next is sports administrators. They should strive to procure the latest technology available as per the need of coaches or trainers. So coaches and trainers are the people who give input to the administrators to procure certain equipments. So as per their need, as per their request, so sports administrators should strive hard to mobilize money, to mobilize resources and procure the latest technology available for the benefit of sports persons. And very importantly, athletes, they should adhere to the technology-oriented training imparted to them. They should not say that, no, oh, I cannot do this, or I'm not aware of this. You cannot say all these things. So whatever comes your way, the athletes has to follow it, and athletes has to undergo the training which is technology based. With this few thoughts, I end up my presentation, and if you have any doubts, I'll be very happy to share my thought on that and give some inputs on that. Thank you very much. Hello.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. If there are any questions, I'll be very happy to answer.
Okay, sir. Dear participants, if you have any doubts or any clarifications regarding this session, you can ask. It's a time for the discussions. If you have any doubts, our Prabhu sir will clarify it.
Maybe they are all tired with the 7-day program that they have already completed. And maybe there is some overlapping of concepts that I have discussed in my
Programs.
presentation. Maybe
Sir.
some other resource person have touched it.
No, sir.
Uh,
No, sir. This
yes.
is the first session regarding that your concept, sir.
Thank you
Nobody
very
has
much.
enough. Sir, dear participants, if you have any questions, you can ask. I think you are seeing in the chat box, sir. They are appreciating all the the participants. Very informative and knowledgeable session, sir. In the YouTube
Okay.
link also, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you for the opportunity, Dr. Krishna
Yes, sir.
Yadav.
Yes, sir. Okay,
You have
thank you,
taken
sir.
much pain in organizing this faculty development program. I wish you good luck in your future endeavors, and your team is supporting you equally.
Sir.
My best wishes to your team, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Maybe there is one
Yes,
question
sir.
from,
Thank you, sir.
if at all there is any question, you can just Sharwan Kumar Singh. Some person, I think his mic is muted. If he can unmute and if he can ask some question. Sharwan Kumar Singh.
Sharwan Kumar Singh, you can ask questions.
सर
Sir,
आप कुछ
I
पूछना
think
चाहते
you
हैं?
have a
सर आपका माइक जो है वो म्यूट है. नहीं, आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है. आप वो एक अनम्यूट कीजिए, अपना स्पीकर अनम्यूट कीजिए. नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है सर, आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है. आपका
sir.
स्पीकर म्यूट है सर. हाँ, अब
Now it is unmute. Okay.
यस यस.
The sessions were very informative and
Yes, sir.
knowledgeable. Okay.
बोलिए सर.
Thanks you all a lot. I have no question. I am fully satisfied with your session. Okay.
ओके
Okay.
सर. ओके.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. थैंक
On
यू.
behalf of all my participants, I would like to thank you for this wonderful session.
Okay, sir. I think even there is a clarification, Miss Sridevi Ganachari. Sir,
Yes.
is needle is necessary for electrotherapy?
Yeah. EMG,
In the chat box,
electromyography.
yes, sir.
Electromyography.
I think electro only she has typed, sir.
Sir, is needle is necessary for electromyography. Yes, Mrs. Sridevi Ganachar. Yes, this needle has to be inserted. With the help of this needle, only the activity of the muscle is recorded in the software or the computer. So, based on that, evaluation is done and further activity is suggested. So, needle has to be inserted. There is no other way out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So,
Okay.
dear participants, if you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, it's time for the conclusion. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation on the technological intervention in sports arena, and hope our participants have been gained a knowledge regarding this session, sir. On behalf of College of Horticulture and University of Horticulture Science, Bagalkote, I thank Dr. Gajanan Prabhu, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presentation, sir. Once again, I thank Gajanan Prabhu, sir, on behalf of college and organizers.
पैसे का सिर्फ प्रोजेक्ट पे लगाना और कुछ कुछ करके दिखा देना जिससे कि आपका एनजीओ चले.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear participant, we will rejoin at 2:15 p.m.